ഹലോ എല്ലാവർക്കും പുതിയൊരു വീഡിയോയിലേക്ക് സ്വാഗതം. ഇന്നത്തെ വീഡിയോയിൽ പ്രീവിയസ് ഇയർ സെറ്റ് സോൾവ്ഡ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പേപ്പറാണ് നമ്മൾ ഇവിടെ കാണിക്കുന്നത്, അതാണ് വായിക്കുന്നത്. The term Indo-Hittite assigns considerable weight to the dash languages. The correct answer is Anatolian languages. Second question, the stealthy school of criticism was written in self-defense by. Answer option D, Rossetti. Third question, William Emerson defines the first type of ambiguity as simple metaphor. ആൻസർ മാത്രമാണ് ഞാൻ വായിക്കുന്നത്. കറക്റ്റ് ആൻസർ മാത്രം ഇവിടെ മാർക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടല്ലോ, അതുകൊണ്ട് അതാണ് വായിച്ചു പോകുന്നത്. വെറുതെ ഓപ്ഷൻസ് വായിച്ച് സമയം കളയുന്നില്ല. ഓക്കെ, ഫോർത്ത് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, the three major hypotheses regarding the structural development of Creole vernaculars are. Option C ആണ് correct answer. Substrate, superstrate and universalist. Next question. The Stonewall Riot in 1969 marks the birth of dash movement. Answer option B, Gay Liberation Movement. The Stonewall Riot in 1969 marks the birth of the Gay Liberation Movement. Next question. A fictional contributor to the Spectator of Steele and Addison, Sir Andrew Freeport. Sir Andrew Freeport is a fictional contributor to the Spectator of Steele and Addison. Seventh question, the preface to the Rest of the Earth, published in 1961, was written by Jean-Paul Sartre. Eighth question, on the morning of Christ's nativity and on Shakespeare are early poems by Milton. Ninth question, the opposite of mimesis, diegesis. The author of Dvanyaloka. Answer Anandavardhana. Next question, Mabel Todd is remembered as editor of the work of Dickinson. 12th question, the distinction between fabula and Josette is made in Russian formalism. The answer is Russian formalism. Next question, the periodical that had the stated aim to enliven mortality with wit and to temper wit with mortality. The answer, Spectator. Option B, Spectator is the answer. Next question. Affective stylistics is a perspective developed by Stanley Fish. Affective stylistics is a perspective developed by Stanley Fish. 15th question. The beauty of a poem is bound by strict laws, yet it transcends them. The laws are its wings, they do not keep it weighed down, they carry it to freedom. These words are from Tagore. 16th question, the term that Kuntaka uses as interchangeable with Vakratva. The answer is Vaishitriya. 17th question, the Attic style is associated with the speech or writing of classical Greece. Attic style is associated with the speech or writing of classical Greece. 18th question, the founder of El Ordine Nuevo means the new order. I don't know the exact pronunciation. The answer is anyway Gramsci. 19th question, the first collected edition of the poems of Gerard Manley Hopkins, who died in the year dash, came out in dash. The first collected edition of the poems of Gerard Manley Hopkins, who died in the year 1889, came out in 1918. 20th question, the 20th question, the sequel to Saturday Night and Sunday Morning. Answer option D, Birthday. 21st question, the concept of intentional fallacy was proposed by Wimsatt and Beardsley. 22, the model of the family tree was introduced into comparative linguistics by August Schleicher. Then next question is match the following. Match the authors in list 1 with their works in list 2. Northrop Frye. Number 3, Anatomy of Criticism. Then Oswald Spengler. 2, The Decline of the West. And Jesse Wetson, C, it is the answer is fourth one, from ritual to romance. And last one, Christopher Caldwell. That is the first one, illusion and reality. 24th question, Emily Dickinson's collection of poems dash appeared in dash. Emily Dickinson's collection of poems, Poems by Emily Dickinson, appeared in 1890. 25th question, the notion of national allegory was explored by dash in the article Third World Literature in the Era of Multinational Capitalism. The notion of national allegory was explored by Frederick Jameson in the article Third World Literature in the Era of Multinational Capitalism. The sequel to Things Fall Apart. The answer is no longer is. The answer is no longer at ease. 27th question, which of these writers did not die by her own hand? The answer, Dorothy Richardson. Dikwantito is a volume of autobiography by Taslima Nasrin. 29th question, the Cambridge Encyclopedia of the English Language was created by David Crystal. The Cambridge Encyclopedia of the English Language was edited by David Crystal. Question number 30. The novel for whom the bell tolls takes its title from Donne. It's from John Donne. Then 31st, the influential critical journal edited by T.S. Eliot. The answer is The Criterion. This influential critical journal edited by T.S. Eliot is The Criterion. 31st question, the first masterpiece of modernism in English. Answer, A Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Question number 33. The familiar compound ghost is a vision according to Eliot. 34th. The first of T.S. Eliot's plays. Sweeney Agonistes. 35th. Sybil Vane is a character in Picture of Dorian Gray. Sybil Vane is a character in The Picture of Dorian Gray. Next question. The pursuit of the human soul by God is depicted in The Hound of the Heaven. The pursuit of the human soul by God is depicted in The Hound of Heaven. Next one. The unconscious is structured like language, said by Lacan. Next question. The distinction between synchronic and diachronic linguistics was posited by Ferdinand Saussure. The distinction between synchronic and diachronic linguistics was posited by Ferdinand Saussure. Next question. Most extant Old English writings are in the dash dialect. Most extant Old English writings are in the West Saxon dialect. The word class that grammarians have sometimes compared to a dustbin. It is adverbs. 41. Modal auxiliaries are almost always followed by a bare infinitive. Modal auxiliaries are almost always followed by a bare infinitive. Robert Clive is the protagonist of a work by Niraj C. Chowdhury. Question number 43. The idea of the white man's burden was put forward by Rudyard Kipling. The sentence below is divided into three parts. Mark which of these parts contains an error, whether there is no error. Trevi thought his voice had not changed at all. There is no error. Then, question number 45. Why this labyrinth of customs? Who has created such values of right and wrong, and what for? If they consider my birth illegitimate, what values am I to follow? These are the closing words of the work Akarmashi. Then question number 46. The following are the lists of characters in the Canterbury Tales and their traits. Match them correctly. List 1 characters and list 2 traits. First character, option A, the summoner. Summoner, answer 3. Fire red cherubim face. Fire red cherubim face. Next, option B, the sergeant of law. First one, and yet he seemed busier than he was. And the friar, it is option 4, Hood stuffed with knives and pins for pretty women. And last one, Doctor of Physics. That is option 2, the loved gold in special. Then 47, Piers Plowman belongs to dash century, 14th century. Next, William Caxton set up a printing press in Westminster in 1476. Which among the following is arranged in the correct chronological order? Piers Plowman, Utopia, Totals Miscellany, Gorboduc. That is the correct order. Forget about my pronunciation, I'm sorry. 50. Who among the following is not considered as one of the university wits? It is Thomas Haywood. Who among the following is not considered as one of the university wits? That is Thomas Haywood. The Castle of Perseverance is a morality play. 52. The first English practitioner of blank verse was Earl of Surrey. The first English practitioner of blank verse was Earl of Surrey. Question number 53. Find the odd one out. So you can read all the options and B is the correct answer. Question number 54. The editor of the anthology Metaphysical Lyrics and Poems of the 17th Century. Answer H.J.C. Grierson. Then question number 55. It is also match the following. List 1 carries character's name and list 2 place name. Option A, Viola, is a character from the work Twelfth Night. Viola is a character from the work Twelfth Night. Then Isabella. Isabella is a character from the work Measure for Measure. Measure for Measure. Isabella. Then Portia. Portia is a character from The Merchant of Venice. And D. Rosalind is a character from As You Like It. Choose the correct statements about Milton's poem Lycidas. Choose the correct statements about Milton's poem Lycidas. So let's read all 4 statements and we can find out the correct statements. Lycidas belongs to the final phase of Milton's career. Lycidas follows the conventions of pastoral elegy. Lycidas commemorates the death of King Edward III. Lycidas ends with a moving expression of faith in resurrection and redemption. So the correct answer is option C. The correct statements are 2 and 4. Lycidas follows the conventions of a pastoral elegy. Lycidas ends with a moving expression of faith in resurrection and redemption. Next question. Question number 54. 50 ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോഴത്തേക്കും വലിയ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് വന്നു തുടങ്ങി. The plays written by George Etheridge, William Wycherley and William Congreve are generally called comedy of manners. Then 58. Which among the following options provides correct chronological sequence of the 18th century English periodicals? Answer വായിക്കാം. The Tatler, The Spectator, The Gentleman's Magazine and The Rambler. ഈ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ഒക്കെ നമ്മൾ പഠിച്ച് വയ്ക്കാം എന്നുള്ളതേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഈ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ തന്നെ അടുത്ത പ്രാവശ്യം ചോദിക്കണം എന്നൊരു നിർബന്ധമൊന്നുമില്ല. എന്നാൽ ജസ്റ്റ് ഓപ്ഷൻസിൽ ഇതാണ് ആൻസർ എന്ന് അറിഞ്ഞിരിക്കാം. അടുത്ത ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ. Who among the following said, I described not men but manners, not an individual but species? ഇങ്ങനെ പറഞ്ഞത് ആരാണ്? ഹെൻറി ഫീൽഡിംഗ്. 60th question. The English poet laureate from 1843 to 1850. 1843 മുതൽ 1850 വരെ പോയറ്റ് ലോറേറ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ളത് വില്യം വേർഡ്സ്വർത്ത് ആണ്. The author of the Waverley novels, Sir Walter Scott. The author of the Waverley novels is Sir Walter Scott. ഇനി അടുത്തതും ഒരു ലിസ്റ്റ് തന്നെ. ലിസ്റ്റ് 1, ലിസ്റ്റ് 2. എന്താ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് നോക്കാം. List 1 are a few notable odes written during Romantic period. Identify the authors of these odes from list 2. ഓതേഴ്സിനെ കണ്ടുപിടിച്ചാൽ മതി, സിമ്പിളാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇതിൻ്റെ ആൻസർ ഓപ്ഷൻ സി ആണ്. ഓപ്ഷൻ സോറി, ലിസ്റ്റ് വണ്ണിൽ എ, ഫ്രാൻസ് ആൻഡ് ഓഡ്, അതാരാണ് എഴുതിയത്? എസ് ടി കോൾറിഡ്ജ്. ഓഡ് ഓൺ മെലൻകോളി, ഓഡ് ഓൺ മെലൻകോളി വാസ് റിട്ടൺ ബൈ ജോൺ കീറ്റ്സ്. ഓഡ് ടു ഡ്യൂട്ടി, ഓഡ് ടു ഡ്യൂട്ടി റിട്ടൺ ബൈ വില്യം വേർഡ്സ്വർത്ത്. ഓഡ് ടു നെപ്പോളിയൻ ബോണപ്പാർട്ട് റിട്ടൺ ബൈ ലോർഡ് ബൈറൺ. ഇനി ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ നമ്പർ 63. ഇതൊരു കഥ പോലുള്ള ചോദ്യമാണല്ലോ. ചൂസ് ദ കറക്റ്റ് കമൻറ്റ്സ് ഫ്രം എ വിൻഡിക്കേഷൻ ഓഫ് റൈറ്റ്സ് ഓഫ് വുമൺ. കറക്റ്റ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ്സ് മാത്രം വായിക്കാം, വെറുതെ 8 പഠിച്ച സമയങ്ങളുണ്ടല്ലോ. ഓപ്ഷൻ ബി ആണ് കറക്റ്റ്, അതായത് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് 1ഉം 3യുമാണ് കറക്റ്റ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ്സ്. ആ 1ഉം 3യും വായിച്ച് നോക്കാം. എ വിൻഡിക്കേഷൻ ഓഫ് ദ റൈറ്റ്സ് ഓഫ് വുമൺ is first and foremost a treatise on education and on women's right to be educated. ഇനി സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് 3 ഏതാണെന്ന് നോക്കാം. എ വിൻഡിക്കേഷൻ ഓഫ് ദ റൈറ്റ്സ് ഓഫ് വുമൺ മാർക്സ് ദ ഇൻഫ്ലുവൻസ് ഓഫ് കാതറിൻ മെക്കോളേസ് വർക്ക് ലെറ്റേഴ്സ് ഓൺ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ. അപ്പോൾ ഇത് രണ്ടുമാണ് കറക്റ്റായിട്ടുള്ളത്. ഇനി 64. Choose the right chronological sequence of Jane Austen's novels with regards to the year of publication. അപ്പോൾ ഈ ഓപ്ഷൻസിൽ കൊടുത്തതിൽ കറക്റ്റ് ആൻസർ ഓപ്ഷൻ എ ആണ്. സെൻസ് ആൻഡ് സെൻസിബിലിറ്റി, പ്രൈഡ് ആൻഡ് പ്രെജുഡിസ്, മാൻസ്ഫീൽഡ് പാർക്ക്, എമ്മ. ഇനി ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ നമ്പർ 65. Who, according to Matthew Arnold, is a beautiful and ineffectual angel beating in the void his luminous wings in vain? That is P.B. Shelley. In question number 66, who described the Victorian predicament in the following passage? Wandering between two worlds, one dead, the other powerless to be born. Correct answer, Matthew Arnold. Question number 67. Poems written by Gerard Manley Hopkins were published by Dash in 1918. Published by Robert Bridges in 1980. 68. Who wrote the article The Fleshly School of Poetry to criticize pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood? It was by Robert Buchanan. Then 69. അതും ഒരു ലിസ്റ്റാണ്, മാച്ച് ദ ഫോളോയിങ്. ഇപ്പോൾ തന്നെ എത്ര മാച്ച് ദ ഫോളോയിങ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ആണ് കണ്ടതല്ലേ. ഇതിൽ ലിസ്റ്റ് 1 ടൈറ്റിൽസ് ആണ്, ലിസ്റ്റ് 2 പേഴ്സൺസ് ഡെഡിക്കേറ്റഡ്. സോ ദി കറക്റ്റ് ആൻസർ ഓപ്ഷൻ ഡി ആണ്. എന്താണെന്ന് നോക്കാം. ജെയിൻ എയർ, ഓപ്ഷൻ 2 W.M. താക്കറെ. ദെൻ ഓപ്ഷൻ ബി എന്താണ്? 3 ആണ്, ഫ്രാങ്കൻസ്റ്റീൻ, വില്യം ഗോഡ്വിൻ. എസ്സേസ് ഓഫ് എലിയ, എസ്.ടി. കോൾറിഡ്ജ്. ഹാർഡ് ടൈംസ്, തോമസ് കാർലൈൽ. Then 70th question. Choose proper chronological sequence of the memorable characters from classic Victorian novels. Choose proper chronological sequence of the memorable characters from classic Victorian novels. അപ്പോൾ ഇതിൽ ഓപ്ഷൻ ബി ആണ് കറക്റ്റ്. ഓക്കെ. Then 71. Identify the works written by Thomas D. Quincy. So D is the correct answer, which means 1, 2, 3 and 4. അപ്പോൾ ഇതൊക്കെ വായിച്ചു പഠിക്കുന്നത് നല്ലതാണ്. Confessions of an English Optimum Eater, Recollections of the Lake Poets, The English Mail Coach, The Suspiria de Profundis. Then question number 72. Choose the proper chronological sequence of some crucial events that had significant influence in the English literary scenario listed below. So the correct answer: First Reform Act, Queen Victoria's accession to the throne, Crimean War, publication of The Origin of Species. Question number 73. Author of Barrack Room Ballads. It is by Rudyard Kipling. ഇനി 74. Who said my subject is war and the pity of war? The poetry is in the pity. It is said by Wilfred Owen. My subject is war and the pity of war. The poetry is in the pity. It is said by Wilfred Owen. Then Match the Nobel laureates in literature in list 1 with the year in which they won the prize. So this is important. Samuel Beckett in 1969, Seamus Heaney in 1995, and T.S. Eliot in 1948, and W.B. Yeats in 1923. So question number 76, ഇതൊരു ഡെഫിനിഷൻ ചോദിച്ചേക്കുന്നതാണ്. എ സഡൻ സ്പിരിച്വൽ മാനിഫെസ്റ്റേഷൻ വെദർ ഇൻ ദ വൾഗാരിറ്റി ഓഫ് സ്പീച്ച് ഓർ ഓഫ് ജെസ്ചർ ഓർ ഇൻ എ മെമ്മറബിൾ ഫേസ് ഓഫ് ദ മൈൻഡ് സെറ്റ് of the mind itself. This is the definition of epiphany. 77. Which among the following works did Seamus Heaney dedicate in memory of Ted Hughes? It is Beowulf, a new verse translation. Next, match the following. List 1 poets with their works. Dylan Thomas wrote Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night. Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night was written by Dylan Thomas. Then Ezra Pound, Hugh Selwyn Moberly. Then Philip Larkin, Ambulances. Tom Gunn in Santa Maria del Popolo. Question number 79. Who are the writers criticized as materialists by Virginia Woolf in modern fiction? Correct answer, Arnold Bennett, John Galsworthy, and H.G. Wells. Question number 80. Which among the following offers us the correct chronological sequence of the works of James Joyce? Which among the following offers us the correct chronological sequence of the works of James Joyce? Option D ആണ് correct. Dubliners, A Portrait, Ulysses, Finnegan's Wake. Okay, question number 81. Which among the following plays did cause outrage the rights when it was first performed at the Abbey Theatre? The correct answer is James Synge's The Playboy of the Western World. Then 82. Whose role did Roger Blin, director, play when N. Attendant Godot was premiered at Theatre de Babylon? The correct answer is Bozo. 83. Children of Violence is a series of 5 novels by Doris Lessing. Children of Violence, Doris Lessing. Question number 84. Choose the correct comments on Aristotle's Poetics. So correct answer, statement 1, 3 and 4. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് 1, 3 4 വായിക്കാം. Tragedy is addressed to an inferior public. Tragedy is superior to epic. Epic is addressed to a cultivated audience. Question number 85. Who among the following argued that complete equivalence cannot take place in translation and declared only creative transposition is possible? അങ്ങനെ പറഞ്ഞത് റൊമാൻ ജാക്കോബ്സൺ. Question number 86. Choose the correct statements about Longinus on the sublime. Correct statement 1ഉം 4ഉം മാത്രമാണ്, അത് മാത്രം വായിക്കാം. Longinus believes that in Odyssey, Homer couldn't preserve the sustained energy of the Iliad. Then, fourth statement, according to Longinus, Sappho has an exceptional skill in taking up the most striking emotions to combine them into a single whole. Then, question number 87. The term dash seems to suggest the poetic capacity to efface one's own mental identity by immersing it sympathetically and spontaneously within the subject described. ആ ടേമിനെ പറയുന്നത് നെഗറ്റീവ് ക്യാപ്പബിലിറ്റി എന്നാണ്. ആ ടേം ആദ്യം ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്തത് കീറ്റ്സ് ആണ്. ഓക്കെ, ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ നമ്പർ 88. For St. Coleridge, dash is the arbitrary bringing together of things that lie remote and forming them into a unity. For St. Coleridge, fancy is the arbitrary bringing together of things that lie remote and forming them into a unity. 89. Who among the following is not a leading figure in the Frankfurt School of Marxist aesthetics? So option D is the correct answer, Goldman. Then 90. This is a big question. Match the following. List 1 text and list 2 passages. ടെക്സ്റ്റിൽ എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് കൊടുത്തേക്കുന്നത്? ആൻ അപ്പോളജി ഫോർ പോയട്രി refers to Shakespeare, tradition and individual talent, the language of paradox. So, an apology for poetry നിന്നുള്ള ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ഏതാണ്? കറക്റ്റ് ഫോർത്ത് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെൻ്റ് ആണ്. പോയട്രി hath been the first light giver to ignorance and first nurse whose milk by little and little enabled them to feed afterwards of tougher knowledge. Then prefers to Shakespeare. Correct statement ഇതാണ്. കറക്റ്റ് പാസേജ് ഇതാണ്. Nothing can please many and please long, but just representations of general nature. This is from Preface to Shakespeare. Then, tradition and individual talent. No poet, no artist of any art has his complete meaning alone. His significance, his appreciation is the appreciation of his relation to the dead poets and artists. Then, language of the paradoxal നിന്നുള്ളത് ഏതാണ്? The tendency of science is necessarily to stabilize terms, to freeze them into strict denotations. The poet's tendency is, by contrast, disruptive. The terms are continually modifying each other and thus violating their dictionary meanings. Question number 91. Identify the wrong statement about Roland Barthes' essay, The Death of the Author. ഇതിൽ കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നതിൽ റോങ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് ഓപ്ഷൻ ബി ആണ്. ഓക്കെ, യു ക്യാൻ റീഡ് ഇറ്റ്. ദെൻ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ നമ്പർ 92. അക്കോർഡിംഗ് ടു ജാക്കസ് ദെറിദ, dash implies all forms of thought based on an authorizing foundation characteristic of Western philosophy since Plato. അതിൻ്റെ ആൻസർ ലോഗോസെൻട്രിസം. According to Jacques Derrida, logocentrism implies all forms of thought based on an authorizing foundation characteristic of Western philosophy since Plato. So question number 93. Choose the correct chronological sequence of the given feminist text. Answer: the second sex, feminine mystic, sexual politics, a literature of their own. 94. Who translated a selection of Namdeo Dasal's poems into English, published under the title Namdeo Dasal, a poet of the underworld, published in 2007? The correct answer is C. Dilip Chitre. 95. Staying Alive, Women, Ecology and Development is a work by Vandana Shiva. Staying Alive, Women, Ecology and Development is a work by Vandana Shiva. 96. Who among the following are generally considered as the Holy Trinity of colonial discourses analysis? Who among the following are generally considered as the Holy Trinity of colonial discourse analysis? Edward Said, Gayatri Chakravarti Spivak, and Homike Bhabha. 97. Who among the following is generally regarded as the father of the Alankara school of Sanskrit poetics? It is Bhamaha. Next, question number 98. സംസ്കൃത പേരുകളാണ്, വായിക്കാൻ ഇച്ചിരി പാടാണ്. മാച്ച് ദ ഫോളോയിങ്. ലിസ്റ്റ് 1 വിത്ത് ലിസ്റ്റ് 2. ടെക്സ്റ്റും ഓതേഴ്സിൻ്റെ നെയിമും കൊടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. കാവ്യാലങ്കാര സൂത്ര അതെഴുതിയത് ആരാണ്? വാമന. ലോചന എഴുതിയത് ഫോർത്ത് ഓപ്ഷനാണ് അഭിനവ ഗുപ്ത. ദെൻ ടെക്സ്റ്റ് സി ആയിട്ട് കൊടുത്തേക്കുന്നത് എനിക്ക് വായിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല. അതിൻ്റെ ആൻസർ കുന്തകയാണ്. ദെൻ ഡി ധ്വന്യലോക എഴുതിയത് ആനന്ദവർദ്ധനയാണ്. 99. So Yokna Patwapa is a fictional country created by William Faulkner. 100th question, adum match the following. Then question number 100, it is also match the following. List 1 dramatists and list 2 theatres. Edward Bond, The Rational Theatre. Edward Bond, The Rational Theatre. Amiri Baraka, The Revolutionary Theatre. Bertolt Brecht, The Epic Theatre. Tennessee Williams, The Plastic Theatre. Next question. Choose the correct chronological sequence of American novels given below. So the correct option given here is option B. You can read it. So question number next. Question number 102. American Renaissance Art and Expression in the Age of Emerson and Whitman is a work by F.O. Matthewson. അടുത്ത ചോദ്യം. Which among the following group of poets shares the common characteristic features listed below? Highly subjective expression of personality, a sense of incompleteness, longing for pain, self-loathing, inescapable preoccupation with death. സോ അങ്ങനെ ഒരുപോലെ 3-4 ക്യാരക്ടേഴ്സ് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യുന്ന കുറച്ച് പേരുടെ നെയിംസ് ഇവിടെയുണ്ട്. അതിൽ നിന്ന് ഏതാണ് കറക്റ്റ് ഓപ്ഷൻ? ഓപ്ഷൻ സി റോബർട്ട് ലോവൽ, സിൽവിയ പ്ലാത്ത് ആൻഡ് സെക്സ്റ്റൺ. അടുത്ത ചോദ്യം. ഹൂ എമംഗ് ദ ഫോളോയിങ് വൺ പ്രസ്റ്റീജിയസ് Hawthorne Prize in 1957-58 for his collection A Beginning? It is option B Dom Morais. അടുത്ത ചോദ്യം. Find out Chinua Achebe's African trilogy from the following. It is Things Fall Apart, No Longer at Ease and Arrows of God. അടുത്ത ചോദ്യം. Match the following author with awards they won. Arundhati Roy, Booker Prize in 1997, Manjula Padmanabhan, Onassis Prize in 1997, same year, Jhumpa Lahiri, Pulitzer Prize in 2000, then Rohinton Mistry, the Commonwealth Writers Prize in 1992. അടുത്ത ചോദ്യം. The collected poems of A.K. Ramanujan has been divided into 4 sections. Which among the following is arranged in the correct chronological sequence? Option C ആണ് correct answer. The Striders, The Relations, The Second Sight and The Black Hen. അപ്പോൾ ഇതാണ് ആ 4 സെക്ഷൻ. കറക്റ്റ് ഓർഡറിൽ പറയുവാണെങ്കിൽ The Striders, The Relations, The Second Sight, The Black Hen. ഇനി 108ാമത്തെ ചോദ്യം. The analogical creation of a new word from an existing word falsely assumed to be its derivative is called back formation. The analogical creation of a new word from an existing word falsely assumed to be its derivative is called back formation. Question number 109. Choose the correct statements about Werner's law from the following. So statements 2 and 3 ആണ്. അത് മാത്രം വായിക്കാം. Werner's law describes a historical sound change in the Proto-Germanic language. According to this law, voiceless fricatives following an unstressed syllable became voiced fricatives. അടുത്ത ചോദ്യം. The English place names Derby, Grimsby, Rugby, Whitby, etc. are said to be a clear evidence of dash influence. It is the clear evidence of Scandinavian influence. Next question. The Owl and the Nightingale is one of the better known poems of the dash period, Middle English period. അടുത്ത ചോദ്യം. Author of The Marks of Conquest, published in 1989. It is Gauri Vishwanathan. അടുത്ത ചോദ്യം. The silent way of language teaching was devised by Caleb Gattagno. 114 ചോദ്യം. Choose the correct statements about summative evaluation given below. The summative evaluation comes at the end of the term, course or program of teaching. അതൊന്നാമത്തെ കറക്റ്റ്. ഇനി മൂന്നാമത്തേത്, the purpose of summative evaluation is to grade and promote the pupils. അപ്പോൾ ഇത് രണ്ടുമാണ് ഈ കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നതിൽ കറക്റ്റായിട്ടുള്ള സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ്സ്. Next question. Dash usually refers to teaching English language to university students or people already in employment with reference to the particular vocabulary and skills they need. It is ESP, English for specific purpose. Then match the following ആണ് അടുത്തത്. List 1, List 2. Intonation, the pitch pattern of speech. Assimilation, one sound is influenced by the characteristics of the adjacent sound. Elision, deletion of certain sounds in connected speech. Stress, relative prominence of a syllable within a word. അടുത്ത ചോദ്യം. Sir Walter Scott's novel set in Palestine during Crusades. It is The Talisman. The Talisman. 118 ചോദ്യം. Four Quartets was published as a book in 1943. The period of 1744 to 1784 is known in British literary history as the Age of Sensibility. Age of Sensibility is between 1744 and 1784. Who edited the influential anthology New Lines, which marked the beginning of movement poetry in 1956? It was by Robert Conquest. കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഇത്രയും ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസും ആൻസേഴ്സുമാണുള്ളത്. ഇത് ഒരു പ്രീവിയസ് ഇയർ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പേപ്പറാണ്. 2022 ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പേപ്പറാണിത്. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് യൂസ്ഫുൾ ആയെങ്കിൽ ഈ വീഡിയോ ലൈക്ക് ചെയ്യാനും ഷെയർ ചെയ്യാനും ചാനൽ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യാനും മറക്കരുത്. താങ്ക് യു സോ മച്ച് ഫോർ വാച്ചിങ്.